Hello, greetings, Diesel Funketeers. Tim Fielder back with the Diesel Funk Dispatch. It is August 6th. It's my dad's birthday, who just made the young age of 91 today. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you. May the dear Lord bless you. May the dear Lord bless you. May the dear Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you. I have great parents, so I had to sing that happy birthday to him. I don't know if he's going to get a chance to see it, but I wanted him to see it. So we are back for another day of the Diesel Funk Dispatch. Again, I want to thank everyone for showing up. I love it, the interaction. You guys are awesome. You make me feel like I'm actually not working in a vacuum. Got a few things coming up. For the remainder of the week, I have a lot of work to do between now and tomorrow. Maybe taking a quick trip on Saturday. Hello, Blurred Force One. Dope name. Blurred Force. Hold on, let me say it since I got the reverb a little bit. Blurred Force One. Anyway, so we're doing that thing here, and if you guys are having issues hearing me, please let me know. This is still a technical journey. Very soon I'll be purchasing probably a new microphone with different colors, because I think the kind of dark thing happening here is interesting. Hello everybody on YouTube. How you guys doing? Hey all. Hello everybody on Facebook. It's a pleasure to see you. Hold on, let me go to my feed here. Everything should be active. Okay, I think it's active. At least I think it is. I'll say I think it is. Yes, no, that is not active. All right, let's sort this out right now. I gotta go and sort stuff out. And share that to the desktop. Okay, there we go. So now we should have, for those folks who follow Tim Fielder and for those folks who follow Diesel Funk, it's all should be active, and we should be ready to rock. Hello, all the folks at Twitch. I haven't really done metric ton of stuff on Twitch, but I just wanted to start being more active and attentive to the Twitch folks. Hello, Instagram, Twitch. I said also very shortly we'll be adding Substack. Still trying to sort out the RTMP settings. LinkedIn, you guys will be getting something from me very shortly, but I have to see exactly how that works in terms of live streams. We will see. Um, and if we can rock with it, then that will be super duper dope. And we will go from there. So much of this stuff is a learning process, like they have here, learning uh, just how it works, how things go live, and so on and so forth. But we are getting everything together here. Let's see. Let me see if I can maybe edit this event here. Okay. All right. We're going to start right now because I don't want to wait till 10 p.m. I want to start right now, man. This is 8:30. So we're going to go all the way down here to 8:30. There we go. And I guess we can go take it to 11 there. But I might actually go a little bit farther than that just in case. All right, let's go here to 11:30. Should be able to go to 11:30. Let's see. It's so fascinating working all this stuff up here. There we go. Alrighty. Now, just to say that part of me working here is all about communicating with as many different people, as many different operators in the virtual social media space. Now, again, folks may ask again, well, Tim, why are you streaming to all of these different channels? Well, it is my belief that one can do the type of work they want to do and to do it in such a way, and let's hope that this is going live now. It should be going live now. It should be okay. On LinkedIn, I'm not sure, but whatever the case may be, we should be ready to rock. But it should be playing now here. In fact, it appears to be live now. So that's what it looks like here. I'm going to click to join there. Yep. I don't know what's going to happen here, but we're going to see. It should already be started, but I think we'll be okay. Also, I'm going to turn the volume down on some of this stuff here to make sure that I'm not doing anything weird. All right, so we have that on mute. Gonna have this baby here. I'm gonna have this dog here on mute as well, baby. Baby Bobble. Yeah. Okay, we got that. Okay. So we have added possibly LinkedIn tonight, and very soon we'll be adding the other stuff. But let's just see what's gonna happen here. Let's see. We're gonna go to maybe LinkedIn will work. We will see. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna worry about it. So, why am I doing this? What is the purpose of doing this kind of stream, this kind of work? Because my online initiatives work in three different ways. One, it is to communicate my work process to my audience, to my viewers, to my friends, to anyone who might be interested, just passerby, anyone who might have an interest in my work, in my field, in Afrofuturism, and visual Afrofuturism, and comics, graphic novels, science fiction, fantasy, digital technology used in digital illustration, 3D modeling, game engine technology, generative AI, um, uh, the process of doing written narrative work in conjunction with visual narrative work. So anyone who has an interest in how stories, not just as told, are are told, but how they are put together, how they effectively come together and do what must be done. So these are the type of things that are really important to me. How how should I say how they come together. That's it's so very important. Let's see. Let me check here. Okay, so we are active on um, um, on YouTube, both YouTube channels, both Dieselfunk Dispatch as well as um, Dieselfunk. I decided to start a new channel. Just decided to do it at the beginning, but I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But we are ready to rock and roll. Let me go here to Hello, Pink Ride Comic Show. I know I'm going to be there tomorrow. The Pink Ride guys. Let me see if I can pull this up here. They're pretty joyful band of bandits doing their thing, and I am very happy to be a guest on that show tomorrow. Let's see here. Let me pull this up. Pink Riot. Riot. That is Pink Riot Comic Show. So make sure I got the graphics there. And as I have the graphics, I'll be able to post that. Okay. Thought I had the graphics, but hold on, guys. Hold on. We're gonna work it out. Hang on 1 second. And by the way, it maybe looks like I might have an issue with that because what I'm looking at here are the invites. But if you guys want to post something there, I will do that as well. And oh, hold on 1 second. Oh Lord, Pink Riot. So make sure. Hang on. Yes. Woof. So I was Pink Riot is tomorrow. I wanted to make sure. Did I miss it? Was it tonight? So anyway, that's good. I think we're all right. So Pink Riot is tomorrow night. I saw I had to say that, guys. Y'all know I'm getting a little old. I can't do it like that no more. I have to. It's difficult to keep track of stuff at times. Anyway, let's see. We don't want reminders. We want notes because we're going to do some more work tonight on the comic. Because I felt like I made some progress yesterday, but I didn't feel like I made the type of progress that I would have liked. Also, there's some things I would have done differently, but we will work that out. Okay, so let me just warm up a little bit. I did a lot of my work in Photoshop yesterday, which is good. I love working in Photoshop, but I also love working in Clip Studio Paint. I still have not done the image for I think I have some things going on Friday. I might be not 1,000% sure, but I should be maybe possibly going to Martha's Vineyard for the weekend. Opportunity has come up, hang out with my cousin. Not sure, we're still trying to finalize everything, but it'll be good for me and Mel, my wife, to just get out of town for a second and live a little life there. Let's see here. I'm trying to train myself not to say and ah. So I'm working on it. It's gonna work all a work in progress. Okay, so Twitch is good here. Okay. So now let's switch to our desktop. So our desktop, you can see here's our Black Prince work. We had a fantastic meeting with Stephen Berry this morning. And he's very happy with the work that's being done. Actually, that might be a simple enough page to do that. I don't know. I have to see. Let me think about it. I'll see how I feel. Maybe the key is to do that page there as a warm up, just to start. What do you think? All right, let's go to Clip Studio Paint, and we'll leave the image to the left open. This is the script for the script for the comment. Now, here's the thing. You might say, well, how do you do an adaptation of an already existing book. How do you do that? Well, you do that this way. You take the physical writing of the book. So let's go here to the beginning of the story. So I copy paste all of the copy from the actual story. But what I began to do is I break down sectors of the writing and I assign sequences or passages from the writing to a specific page. Okay? So here, this case here, this is page 1 through, meaning when I write the word done, it means those sequences are done. I'll show you guys a little bit of that as we go on. But I also put down image description. So exterior, Wall Street, 1920s era, morning time. This gives me a visual indication of what I want the scene to look like. So he stood a moment on the steps of the bank, watching the human river that swirled down Broadway. Few noticed him. Few ever noticed him save in a way that sung. That is the copy from that. And I'll go back to that. So I just, so while I'm doing that, then it'll go, okay, page 5. Bits of the words of the walkers came to him. The comment. Everybody was talking of it. So page 5, that's what happened. Page 6, interior, bank lobby with morning time light going through windows. So I added that description. That description is important because what it does, it allows me when I go back. Hello, Vanessa Lott. How you doing, girl? That's my cousin down in Savannah. The only woman I have ever seen to have a pure white carpet. We were so paranoid about dirtying her carpet by the time we left her apartment. That was back in the 70s. But man, let me tell you, this woman, Vanessa, is just, you ever seen someone who they just fabulous? They just fabulous? That was Vanessa. And she's still fabulous. So that's what we call our glamorous cousin. She's a joy. And her mother and father, our father was Ellis Lott, my dad's uncle, and Cecilia Lott was my aunt. Both incredible people. So I'm going to now get back to doing some drawing. Just had to take that little detour, say hi to Vanessa. Okay. Go ahead, Clip Studio Paint. And I'm just doing this to warm up here. I've done a lot of clerical work. What a lot of people don't realize when you're doing this type of work, you do have to spend some time effectively working on clerical stuff, paperwork, invoices, things like that. That's part of how you spend your day. It's part of it. It's okay. All right, so you see I'm dropping the resolution down there, the opacity that is. All right, so now we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer on top of that by hitting this particular button here. Let me check here and see what's going on. All right, let's go to Instagram. Hello, D. Willmatic. How did we get that Dr. Dre comic released? Okay, that's an interesting question. So D. Will has come on to my streaming show, Starting Trouble. I don't know why he is doing such a thing. However, it takes courage for D. Will to ask such questions. So I'm gonna do you one favor, brother. I'm gonna do you one favor. Y'all ready? Check it out. I'm gonna go here to Bridge. Because a lot of people he didn't do a graphic novel with Marvel Comics called Dr. Dre. He didn't do that. So this is what I'm gonna do here. So back in 1994, there were different types of, and I'll get back to the drawing here. There were, you had different sectors. With comics, I always consider you had 3 different sectors of the Black comics community in the late 80s and 90s. You had obviously the Milestones group, which did wonderful work for Milestone Media, and then you had the ANIA group. And the ANIA group, from my understanding, were people part of the Black Age, Tortel Henry, Jerry Craft, perhaps would be considered part of that. Machindo, revolutionary artists who were part of that group. I didn't make it into any of those groups. I was brought in by British expats, so a lot of British cartoonists had made their way here to the States. And so one of my first jobs was working with this guy named Floyd Hughes, who's one of my dear friends for 40 years now. Over 40 years, right? Well, no, almost 40 years. I met him in 88 or 89, something like that, a long time ago. And so my first professional comic book job, published job, was for Conan magazine. I would get pinups of different things. But anyway, that would eventually turn in a few years I had done freelance work for Marvel into me getting a graphic novel of someone, I forget the artist's name. I didn't even very important saying it, but he had finished the work, so they needed to bring someone else in to do the book. Mort Todd was the editor, Carl Bowles was the assistant editor, and they asked me to come in and to do this book. And the person who wrote the outline, never forget, it was a one-page outline by Mort. Obviously, Dre was involved with some form of mutated super weed. And I took that one-page breakdown and I wrote a 63 page or so script. And that was adapted into a fully painted graphic novel. Oh, yeah, that's right. KRS was out, Onyx, I remember that. I think I worked on Flatliners, but that was so long ago. That book was they shut down shop so quickly. I didn't even get a chance to finish all of it. But anyway, what I'm going to show here are a few images from Dr. Dre, Man with a Cold Cold Heart. The only people who ever really have gotten a chance to see this stuff are those who went to the Black Metropolis show, which is the career retrospective of my work. Here we go. Let's click on that. I'm going to go output. Oh no, got to go to capture. There we go. There we go. A lot of images here. This is all of my work has been captured in high resolution over the years, but it's a lot of editing because I'm putting together my book, the book variant of Black Metropolis, which should be done sometime this year. Let's see here. Dr. Dre, that's a lot of stuff, man. It's ridiculous how much stuff I've done over the years. And this is a lot of work that people have not seen. So this will be interesting. All right, here we go, Dre. This is Dre. Let's go here. There we go. Yep, there's Dr. Dre. So that's one of the pages from Dr. Dre. We're talking about this book is 30 years old. This is one of the pages. This particular sequence here, this is after Dre and other criminals that the U.S. government has hijacked in the near future of the year 2000. Because when I did it, it was like 1994. So I was like, yeah, it's going to be in the near future of 2000, right? And of course, at this point, I had predicted, incorrectly, of course, that Hillary Clinton becomes the president of the United States. She gets into this kind of hot war with North Korea. And she sends U.S. troops in, but they get mutated by some nuclear accident there. And so then she can't send any more people over. So she ends up ridiculously sending these criminals and people they pull off the street who are mutated and turn into these super soldiers. And this is one of the scenes where one of the super soldiers malfunctions. So this is the opening scene. You can't even see it. This stuff is so high resolution, and it's actually sideways. So yeah, this is enough of that. Eventually, I'm gonna probably publish some parts of it in Black Metropolis, and I will then publish other parts of it. If we can make it happen, I would love for Dr. Dre. I would love for the Graphic History Company or Dieselfunk Studios to enter into a partnership with Dre or uh, Snoop, and would love to publish that book. It would be great. And this is the 30th anniversary of the construction of that, of putting that book together. It has to be relettered, um, but we will see what happens here. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to work, y'all. Get back to work, y'all. That was a quick little diversion. Okay. I want to go to Flip Studio Paint. There we go. Now, for the purpose of doing this, I'm going to zoom in here because I want this a little bit bigger. I'll go to back to bridge, but what I want to go through to here is to my Black Prince section, or Black Prince folder if I can find it. Generally, you guys have noticed in the past I've worn glasses, but I end up sitting on my glasses very recently and destroying those glasses. So this is the only photo of Prince Rivers that sort of exists. And what I did was I took that photo and did some touch-up work, photographic touch-up work. But this is generally how he looks. In fact, I'll go here. Let me double click on that. So I have here a movie which shows how I drew Prince Rivers. Stephen and I don't know if Stephen is looking tonight online, but this was how I'm envisioning the character to look. I basically took the only existing photograph that we know of Prince Rivers. I took a few liberties, obviously. Apparently was a very big man, and I wanted to be able to show him. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. I won't say chat that popped up there. Okay, there we go. Okay, because the different ink styles as well. I'm not looking for this book to look photoreal. I'm looking for it to be very ink based. You'll notice here I'm applying highlights. These are things that are fun. Okay. Yep. Adding the highlights there. Okay, I think that is enough there. Put in the paper texture because we want that kind of hand-drawn feel. All right, enough of that. I'm gonna put out a QuickTime Player. Okay, back to here. I think we're doing pretty good there. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'm going to start, before I do this wide shot here, I think what I want to do is I'm going to take my pen. We'll use a textured pen here. Okay. I'm going to switch to black. There we go. Let me bump that brush up there. There we go. Face doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to adequately denote the feeling of the character. Let's go here. I think that's the one I want. Right here, actually. There we go. So we know he's there, and I can pop back and forth. So he has a relatively broad nose. Lips are here. There we go. Again, we want the feel of the story to be very hand-drawn, We want it to feel like that, although the colors that we place upon it will be a little bit extreme. Yeah? Okay. Let me go back here to bridge. That's pretty good. All right. Here's where it's going to be a little interesting with the eyes. Okay. There we go. I like that. Mm-hmm. Just put a little bag here, not too much. There we go. Good. So I'm liking the way that is evening up here. Shamo Vargas. Shamo Vargas 05. Pleasure to see you. Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome, D. Will. We're gonna see what happens. I don't think the Drake project is dead. I think there is a future for it somewhere. Just gotta figure it out. Okay, let's keep going here. Got that? Yep. Now let me check here one more time. Let me pay attention to this. All right, we see something somewhat elevated cheeks, a thick beard. But because here he's slightly younger, we're going to give him sideburns. And again, this is the guy riding the horse that I've been drawing for the last several weeks. There we go. I'm not looking for perfection with the inking here. I wanted to have that very much old school look. Okay, let's take a quick look here again. Okay, so that beard, which is pretty thick, but we'll do it like that. There we go. There we go. So the beauty of doing your breakdowns is that you can go in and make any subtle or not so subtle changes that may hit the spirit. All right, that's pretty good there. All right, okay, okay, that's pretty good. Take his ears, which pop out like so. Yep, I'm liking that. And do the same thing here. Oops. Let's make that a little bit more. There we go. That's good because we want to make sure that we have enough room here. Let's see here. There we go. Just a little bit. You can see that he is kind of looking up. There we go. I'm going to go here with his hair. It's not a heavy fro, but he is at this particular point a slave here to the guy who's in the carriage from the earlier breakdown. As time goes on, I think one of the things I'm going to do, probably as we get closer to completion, I'll ask Stephen if he would put the book up for pre-sale. Of course, you guys will see that the book is being done. Perhaps it's not the worst thing in the world to show that, to have that available for purchase when the time comes. And I intend to do all my books like that, particularly as I get closer to release. And I think it's fun. At least I hope it's fun. Now, most people, the way they do their work uh, is they don't show anything until the book is done. this process of what I'm doing here is an experiment, if you will, to see what happens if you should show the process as you're doing it. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see. Okay, so we got this. Have his kind of scarf here, his ascot. And by here, he's wearing a vest. There we go. Okay. And put his shoulders here. He has fairly broad shoulders. Right. Kind of a dark vest. There we go. All right, I like that. It's here. There we go. Now, this will be interesting to see. Let's see if we can take this there. I do not, by under any circumstances, claim to be even remotely the greatest inker in the world. I myself is purely old school, self-taught. It is what it is. I'll leave all the sexy drawing to all the other dudes and dudettes out there. Go here. All right, that's pretty good. All right, let me move this over a bit. Okay, great. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is put a little shadow here on the side here. We'll make, yeah, we'll do it that way. We'll also, I believe, we'll go back and check again. Yeah, we want to make sure that we, there we go. I think, hold on, let me check something right quick. Let's go, I'm going to scroll up to one of the earlier pages here. Nope. Come on, baby. Come on. Yeah. There. All right. That means we need to go either here. There we go. Ah, see, that's the look I'm going for right there. That pretty intense look. So I like that. So let's turn that off here. Now we're gonna scroll back up where we were, which is here. And although it might feel a little off, that's okay. I don't mind it feeling a little off. Let's do this. All right, because I wanted his eyes to appear to be deeper off in this section here. There we go. Alrighty. Click here. Okay. I think I like that. I think I like that a lot. Yeah, it's pretty good. Starry Messenger. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for joining tonight. Yeah, take a moment to check and see what's happening in the comment section for Facebook, baby. Facebook, baby. All right, it's nice to know that the um, streaming show is showing up on the Graphic History Company site as well as the Afrofuturism 2.0 sites. Let me speak to that. Graphic History Company has going on right now. I'll go to Safari. I don't know if it's going to pop up here. Here we go, baby. I think we will take this page here and bring that down right there. We go. So we're going to type in Graphic History Company. Okay, here we go. And now we're going to go to Future Waves. So Future Waves is Afrofuturism 2.0 and the World, is what it's called. This is my company along with Christina Hunksberg Lamatina and Walter Grayson. We are sponsoring this event, which is taking place in Dakar, Senegal, September 12th through the 15th. I will be doing a virtual event there. And it's Future Waves Afrofuturism 2.0, and the world's huge contingent of Afrofuturists from all over the world will be showing up. This is kind of a collaboration with BSAM, the Black Speculative Arts Movement, and specific their head executive director, Dr. Ronaldo Anderson, who was part of Temple University. There are all sorts of very cool things. So please go to graphichistorycompany.com /Future Waves Festival. So that's one thing I wanted you guys to see. It's always very cool to show that as well. Okay, let's go here. Back to here. So if you'll look at this, this is okay, but I think I need to do some, like I'm able to look here in front of me, right? I'm able to look here in front of myself. I think his eyes might be a little bit too big. I think they need to be more intense. So the beauty of using programs like Clip Studio Paint and so on is that it allows you to be able to move pixels around where needed. Okay. Okay. So let's go here. I'm going to shift this. There we go. Whoops. Not too much, but enough. There we go. I like his nose there. His mouth is interesting. All right, we want to make that left shoulder appear to be much bigger. Of course, extending further. Yeah, that's all right. I like that. But the eyes now. Let's do something with the eyes. We're gonna bring the eyes down. So you see what's happening here as I'm making the eyes kind of more squinty. It makes it more intense. Yeah, there we go. Interesting look. There we go. All right, I like that. Whoops, what am I doing? Probably be helpful to go back to the desktop. There we go. Hey, sorry about that, guys. Hey, man, when you're in the middle of working, you sometimes forget what the deal is. It's like, oh man, switch the camera. Okay, let me just check this right quick. Hello, Twitch. How you guys doing out there? Twitch folks. Instagram is still running. Fantastic. This is wonderful to see you folks out here. I hope my voice is at the very least bringing a little uh, calmness, a little entertainment, a little humor, and a little light. Let's check Facebook again here. Okay, me thinks I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay, man. Ooh, what is that? Now we're gonna move over back to Dieselfunk here. Just check and see what's happening with the comment section there. Alright, I think I'm good. I think I'm good, man. So, hello, Darius Crosby. How you doing, brother? Okay, let me turn the volume down on this. Cello, Darius. And thank you for sharing my feed. I really appreciate that. Stephen Boston's another one of my cousins here, who always seem to So we have so many cousins. This is good man. All right, let's go back here. Tighten that up. Now let me see what happens here if I put a little bit more shadow. Yeah, there we go. See? There we go. of fact, I'm going to put it deeper. There we go. See see that intense look, how that goes on. I'm gonna put a little bit, make it sideburns to be a little bit thicker. You see what happens there when you put that shadow on there? That's pretty intense. Yeah, I like that. Only thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this again. I'm gonna make the warp tool really big, and I just want to shift this just a little bit. Right over, just a little bit. Yep. Take that down. Take that up. All right, his cheeks were a little bit more pronounced, so we're gonna do it like that. See, I'm just making those cheeks a little bit rounder there. Okay. All right, I like it. That is a great look. So if you remember, see how that look there was there, but it wasn't here when you started to add that light and that shadow to it. It really takes stuff to another level. That's pretty good. Again, I'm not looking for perfection with my inking. I'm just looking for a proper conveying of emotion. That is really, really one of the more important things here that I like to be able to do. Alrighty. Great. Alrighty. Also, just to let you guys know, one of the things that I have taken it upon myself to do with posting these works is to rename my live show. Initially, it was, I would put it up and give each thing a custom title, but it's really tedious trying to do that. And that, in fact, what it makes sense to be able to do here. Let me just get this here. Probably should. Hold on, let me check here. 1 second. There's so many screens. Let's Google. Whoops. Move that over there. There we go. Now we can take. There we go. So that's good. All right. So we'll come back to that as we do. Now I think as I'm looking at this here, there we go. It's like that was popping out a little bit too far, but now I can kind of like look with it. Yeah. There we go. Yep. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now I'm going to go here to this top image. And the thing I'm going to do is get the kind of, this is a shot where the horse has ridden, he's letting the horse go, and now he's going to be standing by himself as the horse rides off into the distance. So I don't want to do a rear shot with the horse riding away. I want the horse actually riding away from him, moving screen left, but towards the camera, a 3/4 view. I think that will be important to show. But before I do that, one of the things I will do is to draw the pond that he's next to here. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. There's our pond. There we go. Stuff here. There we go. All right. Now, I could, in theory, just keep him separate on the shot, put him on another layer, and there's a possibility I may end up doing it. Just the yards. Just a just a arts, just a arts. Not sure. Blurred chat. Hello, blurred chat. How you doing? Now, for you guys who are just coming in, I am now working on a project for University of Georgia Press, written by Stephen. Hello, hello. Back to you there. Doing a project with University of Georgia Press with Stephen Berry, the professor or Dr. Stephen Berry, who is a Civil War and I would say antebellum historian. He's taken it upon himself to write the biography of this obscure black figure named Prince Rivers. And we got together. He wanted me to draw it, and it worked out. And I'm very happy to do this. Also, for the folks who are all of the D. Willmatic, Chamo Vargas, Pink Ride Show, I need everybody to do a favor for me. I need you guys to do this. I need you to go here, right? Hang on. I need you to go right here. I need you to go to youtube.com. And I need you to do a search, if you can, for the term Dieselfunk, right? And when you come there, you're going to see that channel. And I need everyone who is new tonight to please take the 5 minutes to subscribe. Please subscribe. Dieselfunk is the channel. And there's also another one. Oh, say less. Okay, thank you so much. Also, Dieselfunk Dispatch. Please do that. I'm trying to get my subscriber numbers up. Right now, I'm at 361. We're shooting for that 1,000 limit to finally get into the world of monetization. I don't have to worry about my views because I'm at 58,000 views. You only need 4,000 views to get picked up to become a YouTube channel partner. So I just wanted to put that out there. Please, any help that you guys may be able to get and give, I will be much appreciative. Okay, enough of that. So that's pretty good here. So we have our lake, right? Now I think I will go on a separate channel here. And I think what I'm going to do here, right here, is he's wearing a vest that at this point is open. Vest is open. He's got his pants. There we go. Yep. All right, that's pretty good. Now we'll put his foot there so you can see what's happening here. There we go. And he has an ascot. His vest is black. So Pink Riot, guys, I look forward. I will be on a podcast for the Pink Riot comic show. Let me see if I can go back to the page here. Maybe they haven't listed on there because all of my graphics, obviously, I misplaced a lot of that stuff, but we're going to take care of it now. Let's see. No, that is not what we want. We want this one here. Yeah, that's it. So then go and click here. Go back to Instagram, and we will type on. So say Pink Riot Comic Show. Pink Riot Comic. There it is. Pink Riot Comic Show. And we need you guys to go on there and to sign up and do all. And these sisters are pretty cool, and I'm so blessed and fortunate that they decided to show an older dude a little bit of grace, and they have asked me to come on board and to participate in their show. They were at San Diego. Unfortunately, I met them. I missed them when I was there because I had so much stuff going on and so much disorganization on my part, and I kind of missed it. That's part of what it is. So we'll be going on tomorrow night, I believe, around 8. And please make sure you show up, buddy. Show up. Okay, enough of that. Dieselfunk Studios is my company. We are known for the project Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale here. This is actually the cover, the unused cover for what was supposed to be the soft cover version of Infinitum, which was never released by HarperCollins. Maybe one day we'll get to that point where it will be released. This is Maddie's Rocket. Very, very fortunate to have that. And also, I'm known for the graphic history of hip hop. So blessed to be uh, able to say and to feel that I'm an active participant in the graphic novel industry in many different ways. I'm so fortunate and blessed to be able to do that. Uh, not everybody gets that, but it's been. Right now we have 2 viewers. Thank you so much on that, guys, putting up with me. I appreciate it. All right, it is now 9:18 for your records, and please feel comfortable. If you want to just kick back and let me keep working, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right with me. All right, so we have our reference back open here. We're going to go back to Clip Studio Paint. All right, let's zoom in here a little bit. There we go. And we'll see what we're doing there. Make that a little bit darker, right? Yeah. We want the broad shoulders of the character. Take that a little bit higher there. There we go. So sometimes I want to be able to tell the story using silhouette, but sometimes it's partial silhouette, which also has its place, its usage as well. All right. There we go. All right. I like that. That's all right. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. So much of what we do, what is it they say? We are the sum total of all of our choices. And that is a very, very true thing I found. And I think it's important for me to keep that kind of feeling and understanding that as we move through life, thank you. So, all right. So, Just J Arts has actually had the pleasure of viewing Infinitum. Thank you so much. That book is so interesting. It won't go away, and I want to thank you for reading. I hope you enjoyed the story. I was like my friend Jason Johnson was like, "So what do you think of Infinite?" He said it was kind of sad, because Infinite has these huge big themes, but it does not have the most uplifting ending in the world. But yeah, I thank you for the line work. I don't even know if I would. I'm not much of an inker, but let's see here. So you can go here, collar, and this image is obviously going to be really, really far away. All right, now just to do this here, let's do this. Take this and put his hair there, right? And put his brow here, ear, nose, cheek is riding up just a little bit there. There we go. Yep, got hair up there a little bit there. All right, I'm liking that. Now, let's take this and move this here. All right, let's zoom out and see what that looks like at that proportion of that. That's actually very close to shrink it down. There we go. What do you guys think? Thank you so much. Just J Art say I love the story, even though the art alone told the whole story. Amazing light and dark contrast. All right, so because you have been so gracious with your praise of the book, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Black is an awesome, awesome digital um, aspect of painting. So much you can hide in shadow in paint, digital paint, because it still reads as an illustrator. You can have the rendering on top. Tim Conrad was fantastic with that. A number of artists who use that technique. Where you're having Black Frazetta was like that. Not that I'm in any way comparing myself to those artists in terms of the same level of technique, but yeah, that's one of the things that they did. Spin It Social. Hello. Spin I Spin It Social, Spin IT Social, or is I don't know who that is. Okay, we'll have to learn. Pleasure to thank you for stopping by. Okay, there we go. Now, so what we'll do here is we'll take our pen work. That's a little bit open there. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm liking that. Take this here. Okay. All right. Man, we don't want this to be so tailored, but we also don't want it to be absolutely insane either. Okay, there we go. So now we can take this here, put him right on the shoreline. See? That water's going to be right there behind him. And I might even move him over a little bit there, just to kind of extend it. Yeah, that kind of works there as a shadow. Okay. All right, cool. Now, oh, you're welcome. Just J Art says that's certainly a helpful sequence. I'll keep that in mind. Uh, use every trick in the book. Black is fantastic because black is all about what you don't see. So you're giving the viewer of black the vehicle to use their imagination as to what is contained within black. One of the important things with it that tends to work. I may actually make him a little bit smaller here, but we'll see how I'm feeling right there because I do want this to appear that he's kind of standing in distance. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. All right, let's get this horse here happening. Let's get this horse happening, baby. I'm gonna take our pen here, thicker line at the top here. Grass there, grass here. Okay, there we go. Yes, that is the idea. So the reason why I made this particular for anyone, just J Arts is saying when I drew the man's face in the background and drew his facial hair, you could see his beard forming. What he's saying here is in this area here, right? So effectively, what's happening is this guy's face is this, but I made his beard instead of taking his jawline like that. In fact, what I ended up doing was making his jawline like this. So it gives the, even though it's black, it gives the illusion of volume. That, okay, let's get back to it. Thank you for such useful questions. And also, I just love doing this if I'm working uh, with folks. I love doing this type of work as long as it adds or brings some level of not just pleasure, I don't know if it's like that, but if it brings at least people can, if they like seeing things, drawings and elements form together, I get a great deal of fulfillment from this. All right, there we go. All right, now take that pen there and put in a little light, little grass. All right, still have those dead pixels. One day, what I'm going to do is, in fact, I will, and I'm not going to not, I'm not going to stop using this Cintiq. The Cintiq is such a essential part of what I do. I mean, I know they make 27-inch tablets, but I love this thing, the graphics of it so much that I think probably what I'm going to end up doing is I'm probably going to end up getting it repaired. In fact, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's broke. What they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, if it's broke, sometimes you have to fix it, and that is one of those things. Let me take a little shadow here. Okay. All right, I can live with this. All right. Yep. All right. I like that. Now let me cut this off on the bottom. See? Okay, that's pretty good there. I like that. I like that a lot. So let me turn him off here. So now what I'm going to do, go here. All right, I'm going to just put a array of trees here. Yeah, so I think there's a possibility that we might be going to Martha's Vineyard this weekend, and if that does happen, it'll be nice to get out of town for a second and to see, to see. Let's move that there. Let me move this out of the way there. Just want to move that. It's my good friend Stacy Robinson producing his work. Stacy Blackstar Robinson, one of the preeminent visual Afrofuturists going today as well. And who I think is actually on sabbatical. So he is actually able to start getting a little work done here. All right, so we're going to take that there. I'm just going to go here, and these will be bushes. Oh, you're welcome, Just J Arts. Yes, I love showing my process. Um, please understand that when I say I'm showing my process, that's my process. I saw Sean Taylor, really one of the brilliant black intellectuals out there, was talking about, just talking about it. I don't know if he was ambivalent about drawing, but he's a writer, brilliant writer. And I was just saying it doesn't matter anymore what looks good or not, because there's so many different drawing styles out there. The most successful comic book artists, comic books that I consider on earth at this moment is Captain Underpants / Dogman by Dave Pilkey and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So if you want to go to just style. One is a stick figure, and the other is a quote unquote badly drawn stick figure. But these are the most unpopular. These are the most popular comics on planet Earth. In fact, before I leave tonight, I'm gonna do a thing that I oftentimes do in my workshops when I show the difference between drawing and how some drawing is, and styles are not important. They're just simply a trait or a characteristic. It's just what it is, but it's perfectly fine to do that. Just JR says, totally agree with that. I personally love seeing the process improvement of an artist because everyone is so beautifully unique. Yes. And that is the key. The word is unique. For every bad drawing, right? That's is another person's dope style. So who knows? And we've moved past the age where everything has to look like Bernie Wrightson. When I love Bernie Wrightson, don't get me wrong, but we just live in a different world now. Different world. All right, so now I'm going to take this here, take this part. There we go. All right, so I like that there. See, but here I'm going to take yep, just like that. A little bit of shadow there. I'll bring that a little bit smaller. Again, we're just going for the suggestions of things here. There we go. A little shadow there. Yep. I'm going to make this point here a little bit bigger. There we go. So these things here kind of pop off to the background. There we go. Okay. All right, we're looking good here. So just JR, if you are an artist, I would like for you to post a link to your work in the chat. Post a link to your profile. If there's anything that I think that is important to be able to do is to show how um, my work, if my work can help another artist get their work out there, then by all means, feel free to post what you're doing, and we will see how we can rock. Yeah, I don't know if Instagram is not Instagram, but if LinkedIn is working. Okay. Yep, I don't know if that is working. Well, maybe. Let's see. Joe Illich. Hello, Joseph Illich. Joseph P. Illich. I don't know if that's showing up there, but we're going to see. Yeah, that is not showing. I don't like it when it doesn't work, but it's okay. But there are 3 people signed up here. I wonder, let's see one sync here. Hang on one second. Let me take this linked. All right, hang on one second, guys. Let me see if I can do this here. Okay. All right. We go here, manage stream page. Oh, that is what it is. All right, I think I see what the deal is here. Here is where I docked. Wow, look at that. This is so crazy. How you learn things. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. There we go. All right. Here we go, guys. Let's see if we can start going live here. on LinkedIn. I'm going to just quickly take this here. We're going to click here. We're going to go to a custom RTP. And we're going to call this LinkedIn Live. Alrighty. And we just, let's copy here. Alright, we're learning so much every day. It's crazy. Alright, and then we're going to copy this here and go here. Boom. Alrighty. Now we're going to go back. Yep, we're going to go back. And let's see if we can move this around. Let's close this. Alright, here we go. Let's see if LinkedIn Live works. If I'm not mistaken, so we're going to see what happens now on LinkedIn. We're going to see if we're actually, oh, look at that. Hello, everyone. Want to apologize for those folks on LinkedIn. I want to apologize for my tardiness. I've actually been going now for about an hour. Okay, as a matter of fact, I can turn the volume down on that. I'll mute that. We are now active on 2 YouTube channels. We're active on Facebook, Dieselfunk, Facebook, Tim Fielder, Instagram, Twitch, now LinkedIn. That's a lot. That's a lot. So that's like 7 simultaneous streams. We have 1 current viewer there. Thank you so much for showing up. And if you have, I'm going to say hello all. Apologies for the tardiness. And there we go. All right, so I just posted there. So this is good. I think maybe we might be okay, man. We might just be okay, baby. All righty. So there we go. All right, good. So we're now live on LinkedIn. Very soon we'll be starting up. Hold on, let's see. Oh, that's because we have to mute that. I was wondering why that audio. There we go. Mute that. Okay, good. We will be going live on all these channels 5 days a week, unless something comes up and I state for the record that I won't be active that night. In fact, this Friday, if all goes well, I will probably not be streaming on Friday because I have been invited, my wife and I have been invited with family to go to Martha's Vineyard, and I do not want to turn that down. Martha's Vineyard is dope, and we need a bit of a break. We need a bit of a break. Need a bit of a break, baby. All right, let's go here. Now that Roger, hello. Now Roger that. Now Roger that. Okay. Okay. A pleasure to have you here. By the way, Just JR just posted LinkedIn Live is a thing, and I only found out about 5 minutes ago. I've been looking into it. I was like, what's going on here? I thought it didn't look like it was working, but now it looks like it's working. So that's great. So again, for those folks who are viewing this, you might ask again, why am I streaming to all these channels? I'm streaming to all these channels, and I'll repeat it every night. I'll vary it up how I announce it. We no longer live in a world. Let's say you get a book deal, right? The reality goes is that for most folks with a book deal, you get a book deal, and I mean, you're grateful for the book deal. They give you an advance, hopefully give you a large advance, whatever. Most people get an advance, right? Anywhere from a few $1,000s, four figures, five figures, six figures, right? I've gotten all over the gamut. What I did not understand when I got my first book deal, that I would come to understand very quickly after the release of my book. And now, Roger, Dad, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, here showing not just how I'm drawing, but showing I'm actually daily show myself working on my projects, the projects that I do for a living. I do that, segueing back to what I was talking about before. We exist in a world where when you have a publishing deal, the publisher asks you to promote the book. The publisher it's going to do very little to promote your book. Now, some people will say, what do you mean? I'm saying to you, the publisher does very little to promote the book. It is the job of the author to promote the book. It's not nice, it's not fair, but it is what it is. And as a result of that, to make this go down easier, I'm going to grab one of my wife's cookies. Let me see if this any good. Oh, mm, 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 not bad. She made a vegan cookie. Damn, yeah, that's pretty good. Now she's going to start putting some chocolate chip cookies in there. A little bit later, that's pretty good. Mm. Anyway, wow, caught me off guard there. Woo! It's not sweet, it's very light. Okay, so the publisher will not promote your book. That's not what their job is. Their job is to print and ship. That is job one of a publisher, to print and ship. Right? They print the book, make sure the quality is of sufficient quality, and they distribute it. They make that in bookstores, events, any audience or potential readers that may want the book can access it. And generally, the way they do that is they do that through bookstores, whether they be online or brick and mortar bookstores. That's the way it works. Some people receive A-line quality service where there's print and distribution, but they also receive marketing support. However, that is a very, very small number. Very small number. Which, if you are completely married to the idea of, oh man, these people, they have to, I'm an author, I shouldn't have to promote anything. I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. I don't buy that. I am an active participant in my career. That's the way I view it. I feel that it is my responsibility to be present, to be an active participant in my career. It's like you wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't let somebody wipe your butt unless you're a little baby, right? No, you would take the time to perform the basic, essential, hygienic things necessary when you wipe your butt, right? Because it's such a personal event. So your book being released is a personal, professional thing. And it is priority one for yourself to promote your book. And now, it used to be very, very difficult to promote a book because you had to, unless you were in the money, you had to be like, what's her name? Not Toni Morrison. Who's the other big name black female author out there? They made movies of her stuff. God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Angela Bassett I'm so sorry. I feel like an idiot not remembering her name. But what she used to do was she would pile her books into the trunk of her car and she would go to events. much like many hip hop acts did. You know, Master P will pile all his albums or his CDs in the trunk of a car, or DVDs or whatever it was. That's how they did their thing, and they would basically promote that way. That's what you got. That's what you had to do, and you still have to do that to a very large extent. Now, I believe we have entered into a new age where you have the ability to market and promote your own stuff virtually for free, right? I had to pay for my laptop, I had to pay for my internet connection, I had to pay to keep the electric bill on, right? But understand, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, both YouTube channels, Twitch, all free. I'm not paying a dime for this stuff. I'm not paying a dime for it. And if I reach one person a night in those 7 channels, and I sell one book a day, right? Maybe I'll sell successfully. Maybe I won't. But if I do that, that effectively means these are passive sales. I'm talking to the audience. I'm showing you guys what I'm doing. So I'm doing advanced promotion before a book comes out. So when it comes out, the audience is already invested in it. So that's my theory, meaning that what I don't want to do is just draw commissions. Commissions are cool, just not to knock commissions. Many cartoonists, they're living, their state of survival is based on it. But my theory goes, if you're doing the work already, it's like what I'm doing, I'm just doing it in front of the camera, right? But generally, I would have to do it. Well, I've been sitting here using the phrase generally. I have to do the work anyway. So all I need to do is point a camera towards me, whether it be this one or another one. It doesn't matter. So you do that, and you're effectively promoting. What do they call it? As I've said before, the times at bat. Times at bat. So how many times at bat? The more times at bat you have, the higher probability you will be successful. So if I know I'm broadcasting to 7 different channels, and very shortly I intend to do 2 more. I'm going to figure out how to make TikTok work, and I'm going to figure out how to make Substack work. And that means I should, at the beginning, at some point, be broadcasting to 10 different streams. It's not even including the sharing, right? Because I'm sharing to the graphic history channel. I'm also sharing to the Afrofuturism 2.0 channel on Facebook. So that means that there are people who don't even know me. In fact, eventually, I'm going to figure out a way to share, to stream to WhatsApp, as well as Whatnot. Whatnot is the live social selling thing. So I think you guys would like to buy graphic history company shirts, right? If you guys know they're on sale for $20, all you got to do is pay for shipping and handling. Boom, we good, right? These are the things that I believe that the modern artist will have to learn how to embrace. But think about it. Somebody's got to sell this work. And if your books aren't easily in bookstores, you should be able to sell online. Now, last thing, and I'll get back to drawing here because I'm spending a lot of time on this part of it, but I'm doing it because I think it's important that people know. Understand that there are venues that I can hold my book up, right? I still have to get the settings here. Okay, here's Maddie's Rocket Book 1, right? You will see me working on Book 2, right? As I'm working on it. But if I provide a link to purchase this book and the person makes that purchase online, I should be able to sign, right, the name. Who am I signing this to? I'm signing this person. Purchase comes through online. I print out the sales receipt, take it to the mailbox the next day. That's it. We're done. That's a very liberating thing because then you have your liberation in hand. right? Then you're not dependent on tabling, right? In fact, one of my colleagues, in fact, works for a comic book shop, and we're just talking about how crazy the diamond distributor madness is, where these people have books that were printed by all of the stock of many of these small publishers. But these books are still selling. The publishers don't know who's selling the books. So we won't even get into the ethical or financial implications of that. But that means some people are going to go out of business. But what if they had their inventory and they could just sell here, social, live social selling? That's what I believe. So an artist should be promoting daily, at least 3 times a week. But for me, I prefer to do it 5 because I have to do the work anyway. And that's it. Anyway, enough of that. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Let me get off my soapbox here and stop talking so much. Man, shut up. All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to drop this this brush size down here. See? So now what I'm going to do, right, I just want to get a little, there we go. I'm going to do the same thing here on here. All right, so now we have a thinner line artwork there. Now I'm going to go here, erase. Yeah, I don't really like that. Uh, One of the things I do have, I think that middle part should be a little bit taller. So let me do this. Ah, man, gotta love that. Gotta love that. Yeah, okay, that's good. I can live with that. Fugitive Philo. Fugitive Philo. Hello. Hello. How you doing there? Pleasure. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. All right, go here. Here, I'm gonna just do a little bit of stuff here so we know that that's a forest canopy. There. Like this dark side there. There we go. There we go. Yep. All righty. I like that. Boom. Now, so let us take. There he is, right? So he's right by that shoreline. What I'm going to do here, this is the main character, is the horse is riding away. So I'm going to go here, erase behind him. See? Okay, that's pretty good. Now watch this. This is where I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this, that there. There we go. I don't know if that kind of works, but for right now, we're okay. There we go. Specks there, just to suggest that there are leaves. Going again, I'm not looking for realism, I'm looking for the impression of real. But I am not the most fantastic inker in the world, but I can do it good enough. All right, I don't really like the background, so what I'm going to do is this. There we go. That looks pretty good. I can live with that. Also here, I'm going to erase here so we can get rid of, see what's happening? So as I'm erasing here, I'm erasing all the stuff in the background there. There we go. See, I can live with that. All righty. I like that. Um, so we're good there. Now, last thing we're going to do here is I think, there we go. And my goal has been to do roughly 4 pages of breakdowns every day on the comment. I think it's important that I do that because eventually I want to kind of close it out and get some distance on that. All right, let me check my comment section here, see what's happening. Again, thank you, Joe Illich. Thank you. Who's that? That is Rob Lee. Thank you so much, Rob, for liking my post. I really appreciate it. Let's see, we're going to go here now. All right, I think we're good. We're still rocking and rolling. This is insane. That just to think that some broke cartoonist can sit here and post to like multiple strings, something that would in a previous world been almost unthinkable. And I know there are people that do this all the time, so there's nothing unusual about what I'm doing. It's just the idea that one can have this much reach. And there's some channels where people are responding, some channels where people are, there's nothing, no movement there, right? But it's just the fact that there's something happening, and eventually the algorithm somewhere and somehow is going to catch up. Someone's going to pay attention to this stuff. I have to believe that. I have to believe that there's something to that, right? Okay. Enough of that. So we have here, we've done the sky shot there. I just don't like this man's eyes here. I really don't. So I'm going to try something. It's going to be a little weird, but work with me. So I'm going to go here. Here he is here. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to do this. It's going to be a little weird. All right. All right, let's do this. Yeah, that looks interesting. I like that. All right, right here. Oop. Yep, there we go. Much better. Much better. Much better. I like it that. Like it that, man. Pretty good, dude. Pretty good, man. Pretty good, dude. All right, go back here. All right, let's. I think we're good there. All right, let's go. Yeah. Go back here. Another one has come. Hello, how you doing? Thank you so much for showing up. I am Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, working on multiple books at the same time. In this particular case here, I'm working on Black Prince, which is a story of the life of obscure civil rights figure Prince Rivers, who went on to do fantastic things over the course of his life. He was a politician. He was a Black Civil War Union soldier. He was an escaped slave. He was a courier. All these different things. And Stephen Barry, endowed chair at University of Georgia, was University of Georgia Press, and collaborating along with Leo McGovern, who is, a letterer, but the stuff Leo's been doing lately is moving beyond lettering. It's really going to storytelling through lettering and visual development, visual design. It's like the work that I'm doing. It's almost like it can't exist without the lettering. And I wish I had that stuff to show you. I will give you guys perhaps as I get a little bit further on. I'll show you a few samples of what the stuff that Leo is doing. But he just showed it to us today at today's production meeting, and it was just amazing because you just feel like you're doing something that has a deeper meaning, if you will. So that's pretty good. All right, so we got that. Happy there. That's it. We should probably hit save, right? Just as a just as a thingy here, 11:02. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take another bite of my cookie here, my wife's cookie. Mmm, yum, 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 yum. Okay, what do you guys think? Should I do this? Hold on a second. It's also good to give your eyes a break. So watch this. What if I did this? Ah, kind of liking that deeper shoulder action happening. You know what I mean? Whoops, whoops. Take that pen down there. Nope, that is not. Uh, sorry, that's the wrong brush I wanted. Okay, okay. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Right, that I like. Alrighty. Alright, watch this. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to select this. I mean, close-ups are good, but sometimes I like to have a little breathing room here. Watch what I do here. Yes. See? It's the same feel. It's the same feel, but it allows me to be able to get a little bit more, but it's more contemplative. I think. All right. So here we go. Let's put it out to the audience. Is this better the way I have it, or that better? Closer or farther away? What do you think? We'd love to know what you guys think. And this stuff here is going to have to be locked off, so it's really not that big a deal. There we go. That's kind of cool, though. I like that. All right. Okay. So we're good there. Let me do this one thing here. I'm going to go here. Let me just select here. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to have to erase a little bit of this stuff as well. So now we know we got to sort of erase here. Right? There we go. All right, I'm good there. So that's good. All righty. That's all right. Grab another one of these wonderful, wonderful cookies. I did my 5 miles walking today. So I don't feel like I'm sinning or anything. Getting out of line. Sorry about the snacking. I see here. Just checking my comment section. I got Facebook going strong. Thank God. All right, we're pretty good there. All right, let's get back to this drawing here. All right, so we're good there with regards to the broader overview. Okay, we're good there. I like that. Now what I want to do is I need to draw the horse. So here are the horses. Here are the horses. Here are the horses. And we want the horse to really, really be going off at it. I kind of like this. I kind of like that one. That horse there is pretty good. And I think I want to keep the shadows mostly in this. I think I should do that. All right, let's do this here. So we're going to zoom out here. Okay, that's the horse's silhouette at the bottom. Okay, there we go there. These horses. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I'm going to go back to this one. Now, watch what I'm going to do here. This is going to be a quick, like really quick process here. Okay. Okay. Horse. There we go. Okay. Get our ear hat in here. All right. A little strands of hair, but streaking it so it appears the horse is moving. There we go. See? There we go. Now, because I can take some liberties with drawing, I don't, again, there are things I can do to make this kind of expand out a little bit. There we go. There we go. Let's take this. There we go. So here we have that leg there a little bit more pronounced. Here. Get more of an indentation on the limbs. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now, stick this here. There we go. So here I want the horse to be mostly in silhouette, but not totally in silhouette. There we go. So, take that off from here. Yep. Okay. Again, I have the ability to shift stuff around. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Let's bring this right here in. Put it there. Alrighty. Now we're going to take our brush here. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Give it some indication of shadow. Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm going to use this tool here to stretch that hair out there a little bit more. There we go. Move that in. There we go. I kind of like that. That's pretty good. So now I'm going to take our lasso tool here and go here. Oh, let's see, we're going to go right down the edge there. There we go. That's pretty good. Hit Command C. Now I'm going to go here, right here. Then, here we go, moment of truth, Command V. Command V. I don't know if that worked there. Let me turn that off. Oh, because I copied that. No worries. Go back here. Make sure we have that. There we go. So we do Command C. Then here we go to Command V. There we go. Now, watch this. Ah, look at that. Look at that. I'm going to stretch this just a little bit. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Wow. There we go. Right there. Okay, you can go up a little higher. Okay, good. Now let me take this tool here and stretch that horse's head and mouth out a little bit more. There we go. Tweak that in there a little bit. Okay, I think we're good. Now the only thing I want to do now, because I can, is I need to point to the exterior. So I've now made all the selections on the outside of the horse. I'm going to Command Shift I, invert it, create a layer underneath. That'll be a layer filled with white. What happens? As you see here, you can see the line artwork underneath the horse there. See it underneath there? But watch what happens when I do a fill white on this layer. Hold on, let's go here. Edit, fill. There we go, pretty good. Alright, let me just do a little bit here. Yep, that's not bad. Yep, that's filled in with black. Alright. Alrighty then. Plan D. Plan D for deselect. Now, that's pretty good there. I like that. Now I'm going to go underneath here. One more layer. This time, oops, I'm going to paint in the shadow. There we go. See? Yeah. Look at that. There we go. Not bad. Good. So I'm going to go here, create a folder, and this folder will contain the horse. Yep. And this folder here will contain the man. And I'm going to create another folder. We're going to call this page. I don't know what, let me see. Should we call it page 15? Yeah, let's see. Page 15. Okay. So we're going to grab all these guys here. Let's take, yep. Take this one here. Delete. Alright. Now we're going to grab all these guys here. Drag and drop that. So this is now page 15. Yep. There we go. Now the only thing I'm not entirely sure of is whether or not I should. I mean, there's something about this guy here that kind of works. Hold on, one thing. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take rectangle here. It's 1120. Starting to feel a little tired. Let's zoom. Let's move this up a little bit. And I'm going to hit Command C, Command V. So in this particular case here, what I've got is this guy kind of duplicated onto his own layer. Right? Alright, cool. Then I have this layer here. But what I want to do is I want to delete this. Okay? Now, to turn this on here, one of the things I want to do is duplicate that layer. Let's turn that off, and I want to enlarge this to see if it's better if there be a close-up there, right? There needs to be the camera needs to move in a little bit better. Right, let's go here. I'll take this to here. There we go. Pull that down a little bit. Okay. So from looking at that, there's a part of me that thinks That close-up view is probably better. It's more intense. However, here's a thought. So I've got that. I've got this. Well, he is looking off in the opposite direction. So I think what I should do is I need to go here. Okay, that's good. I'm going to hit Command T, flip horizontal. That's better. That's better. It's like he is looking off at the horse. That's kind of cool there. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to keep this one here. But the horse is kind of running away into freedom. That is very, very cool. Yep, I think I like that one better. And that's all right. Let me just check my chat here. Okay, I think we're in the clear. And I would imagine for you guys, the end users, for your viewers, if there are any, you guys might be like, wow, this guy's. Thank you, Annie Jensen, for liking the post. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Going here doing my drawing, my thing, which is very cool on LinkedIn. It's my first time streaming to LinkedIn. I'm presently streaming to 2 YouTube channels, Instagram, 3 Facebook pages, Twitch, and now LinkedIn. And very soon, I suspect, even though Twitter's got some issues, I may actually find myself starting to stream to Twitter, because Twitter's still a viable place. But I could do Twitter, and Substack. So at the end, it'll probably be between 10 and 11 different venues that I'm showing what I'm doing, showing how I'm doing it. So this is not bad, not bad. Okay, let's go back here. Enough of that. And hit OK. Boom. Okay, let's hit Command S. All right, I kind of like that. That's a kind of intense view. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. And there's the background. There's this one. Yep. Now, let's see what happens here. This is where I'm going to utilize AI for toning, right? So I'm going to save this. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to export single layer. And I'm going to call this, let's go, I don't even know which page. I would say I want to stop in a few minutes, but I don't want to leave without doing my, 4 pages of breakdowns. This is also the other page. I got to do this one here. This one I have to do, which I think I'll be able to pull off. Now I actually have a better idea of how to do it like that. So I'm going to open this up in a bit. Yep. I'm going to open that up in a bit. Fine. Fact, let me drag and drop this right here. Okay, we got that. All right. Now let's figure out what breakdowns these are. So I'm saving this as line. Let's see here. As a matter of fact, that's side view. Where's that? Here we go. Let's break down 33. Hang on a second now, guys. Hang on. Hang on there, boys and girls. All right, horse not. And I could do it like that. But let's see here. Let's do. I think mine. All right, let's just go and do here. We're gonna say which is B. Prince, Horse Runaway. Okay. So we go in there, and that's a JPEG. Okay, full res. Now, I don't know. I haven't paid my bill here in a bit. But we're going to go to VizCom. Okay. We're going to go to log in. I'm sure there's going to be some issues, but we ain't going to worry about it for right now. Now this should go here to where that's the one with the horse. That's not bad. Let's go to, yeah, I'm not going to get so many renders on this. This is okay. Alright, so I'm going to go Command C. Yep, can only have one render here. Alright, but it's okay. One render is all we need. We're going to back to workspace. Now we're going to go to New File, Start in Studio. Alright, upload an image. And then the image we're going to upload here will be called, there, this one. Drag and drop. Whoops. That is not the one we wanted. That is not the one we wanted. There it is right there. This is the one we wanted. Alright. Now we're going to get rid of this one. There we go. Alright. So we're describing the canvas. Comic. So my image, MD Smith. Okay, how you doing? MD Smith. Is that my cousin? I'm always having cousins. Oh no, it's not. It's actually, I got so many cousins, ridiculous. Anyway, so comic book page with panel 1 showing silhouette of a horse running on a dirt path with a man in the background. All right, running on a let's say dirt path. That's good. We're going to see a dirt and grass. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be doing it again. I really am. Dirt and grass path with a man standing near a pond in the background. Right? Panel 2 shows a man shows the African American dash American, because you can't, the software has bias sometimes. African American shows the African American man with a serious expression. All right, here we go. Let's see here. All right, comic page with 2 panels. Panel 1 shows, it should say not showing, shows a silhouette of a horse running on a dirt and grass path with a man staring near a pond in the background. Panel 2 shows the African American man with a serious expression. We're going to say panel 1 shows with a with an African dash American man stand. Okay, now we're doing this way because we want to be able to have it of the software kind of pick the color, not pick the color, but just give us, it'll know, okay, there's two panels, right? We're going to call this, say, sunset, uh, dusk. All right, there we go. Let me Command A, Command C. I'm going to copy this now. Generally, because I haven't paid the bill, I don't have 4 different versions. If I do that, that's what's going to come up. And so we can't rock with that right now. So right now we're going to stick it with 1, but let's see what happens. Look at that. Already giving us some dope. I don't like how the lips are showing up though. That's not good. That's an interesting feel. Oh, sunset dusk. Say cinematic sunset dusk. Photorealistic. Now let's try it again. Yeah, lips are jacked. But don't worry. Let's see what's happening here. Wait. Here we go. Let's see what's happening. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Look, that's so sad. That's so sad, you know. But it's also good. It's also good. Let me not try to sit here and say that it's all bad. Here's what I'm gonna do though. I recognize that I need to make sure that this is green in the background. Don't worry about that. We're gonna say, hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Comic book page with 2 panels. Panel 1 shows the silhouette of a horse running on a dirt grass path with an African American man standing near a pond in the background. Pond standing near a pond in the background. A pond and forest in the background. Right? Okay. Shows a dark complexion. Okay, I hope that's correct. Let's see what happens. Now, if the lips are off, it's okay because I can go in, because what you get from the software is just not what you're going to end up. You're going to use something else. That's just the way it goes. There's no escape from that. That looks interesting. But maybe let's try again. Let me generate another one. We can keep playing on this. Interesting. Okay, I'm sure the lips work now because I don't see the white lip here. Let's see what happens. Huh. Interesting. All right. I think we're going to save this one. Oh, wait, hold on. Doggone it. This is what I hate about that. Because it's like if I had paid the bill, I would have been able to download these other ones here. Let me just try this again. We can play around with it. Eventually, we'll be able to select one, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. That is kind of interesting. That is interesting. That I kind of like. But let me say, let me add this. So that render there is now added. Still liking the second version. The problem is we can't go back here. Don't worry, but let me just try it again. We're going to say that kind of light, let's go, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to say dirt path. Dirt path with an African American man standing near a pond, forest. Okay. All right. We're going to say sunset, dusk, moody, photorealistic. All right, we'll see what's going to happen here in just a moment. And again, if we got the little white stuff on the left, that's okay. We can work that out. Ah. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. This I'm feeling good about. Yes. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, now watch this. So we're going to go here now, and I'm going to add that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of that, and I'm going to call this horse run away. And we have, just so you can see this here, we actually have the versions in there that are saved, right? Now, what this is an automated colorer. If you use AI, it doesn't. You don't always have to use it, but that's effectively what this is doing. It's coloring things and keeping it much faster, much simpler. What it took 5 seconds to color and tone what I was doing here, which is pretty incredible. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to lose the drawing. I don't want to lose the drawing. So what we're going to do here, so we're going to call it BP Horse Runway, right? We're going to go right here and we're going to edit. We're going to file. We're going to export PSD Photoshop. So you see it, boop, there it is. Now saving. Let's get this right here. It is now 10:39. I want to be moving on from this very, very soon because I need to get some breakdowns done. Very, very important that I get my breakdowns done, baby. I'm gonna go here. All right, let's type here. We're gonna go run away. There he is. So I'm gonna drag this. I'm gonna drop this right in Clip Studio Paint. Ah, there we go. Not bad. That one, now, so here's the interesting thing about this. I have the ability to use both of these. So watch this. I like the lighting on this one, right? The lighting is much better in terms of the background. However, there's something here where it is almost like the green there. Let's see. I prefer, I prefer the bottom slot here with the guy. That's better. So I can keep that there. So I don't feel so bad with that. All right. But the top part is like the lighting needs to be different. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. All right. Oops. I'm going to move up. There we go. And then we're going to move this over. There we go. Command C. I'm going to hit Command V. So effectively what I have here, so I have that lighting scheme I prefer, like better, but I like the green in the background here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a Command C, then Command V, right? So there's this over that. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, I don't care for this bottom view at all. but I do like the one at the bottom here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to deselect, so that's good. And also, additionally with that, I'm going to select, let's go right here, hang on 1 second. Yep, here we go. Great. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit Command C, Command V. Now I'm going to get rid of that because we want white background there. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Right? So we have that there. That's good. That one's good. I like that for color. I like that for color. But this one I like for lighting. But what happens if I go over this and switch this to overlay? Oh, wow. Look at that. See what happened on that? That's a deeper color. That's kind of hot. What if we went to soft light? Oh, look at this. Look, look, look. See what's happening? It's both. So you get the best of both worlds. I like that too. That's pretty good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm now going to take this here and I'm going to select all of this here. All right. Now, all right, so this is the horse here and this is the pond. All right. Not bad. Okay. Not bad. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go here. Watch this. And I'm going to, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to take this color here. Whoops. Well, actually, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that there. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to take this up there. Now watch what happens when I drop that tone down. See what's happening? So now we actually have water, right? So if I go here to add glow, I like that. That's nice. Yeah, that showing it. Hello, Blake Barnes. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Sitting here working on the Prince Rivers books, but don't worry, I'll be getting to the Medgar Evers project momentarily because everybody wants their stuff, man. All right, let's see here. We're gonna go here. Now what I got to do, I'm gonna zoom in here, and I'm now going to erase. Let's choose right here. We need to choose a hard eraser. For you guys who are tuning in, Blake Barnes is the head guy of the Jackson Comics Group of Mississippi, doing pretty amazing work. And I owe him a story, which is the life of my dad's story with Medgar Evers, which I will get into. Today is my dad's birthday, by the way, Blake. So we're going to get to it. 91 years old, folks. 91. May we all be so lucky. All right, we need to erase here. Okay. Right off from there. We need to erase these legs here. Thank you. Yep, 91. May we all be so lucky, right, guys? Alrighty. So now I'm going to turn this on. Turn these layers back on. There we go. That's nice. That'd be nice, man. So it gives you the illusion of water. Alright, let me just erase a little bit off of here. There we go. I'm going to just touch a little bit right off in there. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. Yep, kind of works. Kind of works. There we go. Alrighty. Now I'm also going to do this. I'm going to take right above this. And now is where we go to yellow. And I'm going to go right here. White. Shadow there. Work. Alrighty. So I think we're good there. We'll just erase right off from here so this guy's silhouette will show up more powerfully. Alright. Now we're going to go here to add glow. There we go. Now we can turn it down a little bit. See how that light there kind of shows so it connects with the water? Okay, not bad. Liking that. Liking it. Yep, definitely the way to go. Now, here's the thing I'm going to do. Select this here. I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate it. Alright, I'm going to just select that. Alright, so now the water line here is selected, but what I want to do, give the impression of other objects off of there. Whoops. We're going to do that on a separate layer, in fact. Okay, not white. That's got to be a little brown there. There we go. See? See how when you add that? There we go. Make a little of that darker. And then we'll reduce that a little bit there. There we go. Not too much. There we go. All right, great. Let's see here. What else we got? Now, the horse. Here's what I'm going to do. Yep. All right, that's the sunlight there. Yep. Gonna go here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my charcoal. Here's where I'm going to start adding highlights. Oops. Let's go to charcoal here. Pastel, maybe? Yes. There we go. See? There we go. A little bit lighter there. All right, now it's set. Let's move to overlay. Nope. Let's go to add glow. There we go. See this? See what's happening? So that force now has a glow on it. That's like a highlight. That's the magic of this tool. Yeah, the AI will lay something down. But that's really not the look you're gonna ultimately end up with. You're gonna end up with something that is a, see what I'm saying? Having that there just gives you, makes your drawing read more, read better, if you will, as it were. Okay, great. There we go. So that force is running. Now I want to go in and do one other thing here. See? Those highlights there. Yep. There we go. All right, let's zoom out here. Okay, not bad. That's pretty good. Whoops. Now, here's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to take this layer here. I think. Let's go here. Go back to texture pen. Nope. We won't. We'll go here. Charcoal. Pastel. All right, let's see what happens here. Let us see what happens. Yep. All right. So we have here light on the back. All right. There we go. There we go. Now, I think we're good there, but let me just go highlight it here. Little 11:55. Trying to keep track on the time here, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty. So I think we're good there. Only thing, let's just take a little bit there. Alright. Let me take this and move that to add glow. There we go. Now I'm going to erase just a little bit to make some of these highlights a little bit more subtle. But we need to go to our soft. There we go. See? So I reduce that down there. Okay, there we go. That looks kind of cool. Like that. But now comes the other part. Good night, MD Smith. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate you showing up tonight. It's always cool to have folks giving feedback, doing what they do. Let's see here. We're gonna go here. I have a interesting set of layers here. I like that. I I think I'm gonna go one more here. And this one, I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, there we go. Erase here. Actually, not erase. I'm gonna reduce this down with blend tool. There we go. See how? Yeah. See how that's nice. I like that. Okay. Now the next step is here is where it gets really interesting. Okay, now I'm going to bump that up even more. Right? That's pretty good. But I want to erase here. There we go. See? That gives a little dimensionality to that water there. Yep. Liking that. In fact, I need to do the same thing to the highlights in the skies. Let me tone that down just a little bit. There we go. Yes. Alrighty. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When you command duplicate layer, drag all the way to the top. Here, I'm going to set to multiply so the ink line shows through. See how the ink line shows through? Yeah, I'm liking that. Let me turn that off and on. Yep, that makes it feel like the drawing that it is. Alright, here's where it gets interesting. So, I'm going to take a folder. I'm going to do Command C. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to drag and drop this in there. Then hit Command C. Now I'm going to go back to my breakdowns page right here. This is going to be interesting. Okay, right here. Okay, there we go. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that quite a bit. But turn that layer off, the ink line off. So I don't think I need it to be so heavy on there. And I think also, yep. Oh, right. Might have been it. So go here. We're going to move this above that. There we go. And now, there we go. We go here. We can reduce that down a bit. There we go. Right, where's the horse? Where's the horse at? Where's that horse? Oh, because there's the horse. Yes. Move that there. I knew that horse looked weird. I knew that horse looked weird, man. There we go. Now I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Let's see here. Let's go. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. We're gonna add a shadow right underneath there. go. Pretty good. So now the next step. Here we go. We need to create the, oh wow, look at that. Once I remove that ink line. See what happens? So he's more visible there? Good. So now we're going to create a border here. Here's where it's going to be interesting. Let's see. We need to go with pastel. That'll be a white pastel. Alright, that is not working. I'm going to go here to texture pen again. There we go. There we go. I love that. That is pretty awesome. The texture pen makes everything look like a kind of a paper, but we'll get even deeper into that in just a moment. All right, a little bit more, right? There we go. So now we go in here and a few more imperfections. Because we want this to look like it's watercolor on paper, kind of torn paper. Right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oops. There we go. Alrighty. I think we're good there. Good. Wow, look at that. Very nice. Alright, so that page there is done. We can call that shot there done. And it's 11:06. I can work a little bit on the breakdowns, but I'm getting a little sleepy here. So I think we're going to call it a night because we've been going since 8 something like that. Anyway, guys, it has been awesome as usual. You guys are the bum diddlies, the bum diddly dangs. That's what you are. And I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Let me go check on my last little things here. Okay. We just want to see if there's any comments. Okay, good. Thank you so much for folks when they react. I appreciate that. Thank you all these different folks here. YouTube, you guys are awesome. All the YouTube folks are awesome. And are we still down to one screen person? Okay, that's good. The commentary. Oh, okay. Mark Florestan, Darius, Cello. They've both have gone in. I've gone 2 hours and 45 minutes tonight, which is pretty intense. Generally, I go about 2 hours, but hey, you know, you get in the zone, you got to get it done, man. So I'm kind of liking the way this right here is shown up, which is not bad. There we go. Wow, look at that. That's a heck of a shot there. With that, the Dieselfunk show is coming to an end. Whoops. Thank you guys so much. I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. We need everyone who watched this show live, as well as those who will come in later, to please subscribe, hit like, and hit the notifications button. We are at 361, last time I checked, subscribers, but 58,000 views. So we need 4,000 views. We're well beyond that limit, but we need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I'm asking any and every one who has watched this to please, please, please go to YouTube and subscribe. But also, please continue to watch me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Love you guys at Twitch. Twitch is now started me on the process, at least of becoming somewhat monetized. I appreciate that. Also, want to go with now Instagram. Instagram is now in the process. Finally, we also want to say we're working on TikTok. I just got to figure a few things out. But maybe by tomorrow, I will have Substack and Twitter running. Have a good night. Maddie's Rocket. Get Maddie's Rocket. Get Graphic History of Hip Hop. Go to herbalt.bandcamp.com for the music. It's Infinitum, an Afrofuturist tale. Maddie's Rocket. Graphic History of Hip Hop. And thank you all.